going to be spent investigating what all these workshop characters are like. We have our own Rivals of Aether workshop character we'll be working on. And so now we're going to look and see exactly what these characters are capable of in this game. There will also be plenty of friendly matches planned in case anyone's interested in joining. Most importantly though, we might have to do quite a bit of reading in order to actually figure out what some of these characters are supposed to be doing. Let's see. I already know Olympia is one of the most popular characters. She is actually planned for the workshop update coming out soon. Oh, that's cute. Look, they got the entire color names there. It's very cute. Don't tell me my game's already crashing. It hasn't even been 5 minutes. Well, that's impressive. Let's run it back one more time. Alright. Hello there, welcome. If you're interested in running some friendlies, let me know. Otherwise, we'll mostly be spending our time looking at workshop characters. Let's try that again, hopefully without a crash. It seemed to happen while we were swapping colors, so we'll leave that as is for now. Now I wonder where the documentation is on this character. We'll look that up real quick. I think most of her tools are pretty intuitive. There seems to be sort of a set play with that neutral special. Otherwise, a very hard-hitting character. I like it. Ooh, nice up tilt. Looking back at our specials again, most of what we're going to be concerned with in terms of character design would be in the specials. That's where we have the opportunity for the most creative ideas, and we're looking to explore exactly what every character is capable of. So that sets up a combo, and that is a super armored attack. Is that side B supposed to do anything? Oh right, it's Makoto's. Interesting. But pretty straightforward overall. We might actually go ahead and look at the coding for these characters sometime tonight as well, just to try to get a demonstration of how some of these characters are programmed and set up. Let me look for that directory real quick. I forget, it's in local data, isn't it? Anyone here familiar? App data, local, Rivals of Aether, there it is. Allegedly. Oh right, all the workshop characters are stored in workshop, but there is an app data location where they can be saved. Let me know in the chat if anyone wants to be running some friendlies as well. Now, one character I was wanting to look at was Load and Pull because their moveset didn't seem particularly intuitive when we were investigating it the first time. So it seems to be a lot of set play with the bird there, and then you have some sort of push and pull mechanic going on with it. The wiki demonstrated that there's supposed to be 2 separate ways to play this character. Something about either playing a zoner game or a rushdown game. It's mostly just relax and play around with the toy box tonight. Rivals of Aether Workshop Wiki. Now we'll start bringing that on the page here. Alright, so hopefully there's an understanding on how to play this character. So you can send out pull and use pull to attract or repel. If pull is used on either load or load's D special cannonball, they will go flying in the direction in correlation to pull's location. Oh, so that's how we're doing it. Seems he's actually the magnetism-focused character that I've been speculating about. Oh, this should be very interesting to look at. Those icons don't really tell me what they're supposed to be doing. I think that's supposed to work with the cannonball. Alright. Ah, that's how it is. Look at that. Projectile setup. Animal Man, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. So those icons look like they match up to the trajectory of your attacks. He has zoning opportunities in repelling projectiles, say after you send it out when your opponent is in a certain area. Pretty bare bones on the animation, but I'm a programmer. I don't think I could be able to do any better. Okay, try that again without the cannonball hitting the ground. Oh, seems like it bounces. Let me know if you want to run any friendly matches, Animal Man. Although we're mostly looking at workshop stuff. Now, taking a look into Steam, we'll go ahead and take an investigation into any of the globally most popular characters. Most subscribed, hopefully of all time. Oh, these are all memes. I don't want to look at Sans. Meme characters left and right. Oh, looks like someone actually just made plain old Fox in here too. I'm more interested in looking at the original characters here, that's one. Sure, maybe in a few moments. Alright, I'll welcome it. Ditto, that's an interesting character to pick. "100% accurate wolf." They really haven't stopped with this. Ah, if only I could get past all the meme characters on here. There actually is a well-designed Sans, is that the top one in the workshop? I'd imagine. Let me look at that one again. Give that one a subscription real quick, while I try to figure out what to do about these cannonballs. So it seems they bounce after the first time they go out. How exactly are you supposed to recover with that? I guess his jump is high enough for that to work. Never get launched off then, I suppose. Huh. You know, I very much do want to see that in action. Alright, I always enjoy projectile manipulation characters, so that would be a very fun one to look at. Now, probably should have had this open beforehand, but I'm not really sure what to be doing with. Pretty sure it's the top one, but the OCs are where Workshop shines. You may have to do a bit of digging for them. I've been trying to look around and I've downloaded a few before this stream, but there is quite a lot of them to go through. So mostly we are going to look for specific character names, probably. Rivals of Aether Workshop location. And from there, I might try to take an investigation into some of the code and see what we have to explain. Steam Apps Workshop content. Animal Man, have you done any modding on the characters yourself, or have you mostly been investigating in the OCs that already exist? Who do I have so far? Let's go back to the menu. I just hit a couple of extra downloads. Oh, wrong button. I've tried to find a few of the more popular characters. I was mostly saving a bunch of them from our previous stream. It doesn't look like it's refreshed and added the new workshop characters yet. Exit out of there and get back in. Ah, It might have to actually refresh every time we restart the game. Steam Workshop. Ah, it will have to re-download. So here's the current list. I'm going to try to get Rivals to download right here. Says it's downloaded. Maybe it only locks it in on game startup. My head is blocking the player 1 slot. Ah, and the character select screen. Huh. How do we fix that? Guess if I just move down here. Alright. Shouldn't be an issue now, given that we're in a completely different menu. Ah, get a feel of things. There's not really a safe space for me to sit where I'm not interrupting something, am I? Steam Apps. Workshop. Content. Ah, and then everything here is made by numbers, so it's a little nondescript on what code we'll be finding. You're not a programmer, nor do you want to be. You're studying game design though, so you are a fan of game feel and character design. Well, I might have some things to teach on the programming end, maybe if there was something you are curious to implement in the future. If you are working on any sort of workshop characters, I might be able to help with that, especially in the coding department. I am no artiste though, so that will have to wait for another time. Alright, let's give this a quick restart, and hopefully that gives us what we're looking for. See if that is a prerequisite in order for us to actually start seeing the other workshop characters. Huh, someone made a Wario. Interesting. Right off the bat, the characters immediately recommend are Malo, Hodan, and Palm. I've seen a few of those around. In fact, it turns out that all the downloading I've done must have been on my other Steam account, not in fact on Xander, so we might have to do all that all over again. I did play with Malo before, which is definitely a very interesting character. We'll let the demo play for the moment. Oh, wait, I already did download it. Here. Seems we have a start. Let's look at that character roster. Seems a few more of them have shown up, but we do not have them showing up as we are downloading them during runtime. We'll take a quick look through the Fox port here and see how that changes. That's an interesting idea. So I imagine he has the actually functional lasers as opposed to 100% accurate Fox, as well as an actual jab. And no grab, so it looks like he's different enough. Good port, but I don't think we're here to review melee characters. Now Palm I haven't taken a look at, but I do know she's popular. Let's see what she does. Music note, looks like that's something for set play. Alright. Yep, Fox is just Fox, so we're ditching that one immediately. Ah, bodyguards, interesting. Ah, a bit of set play with that. Interesting. So it looks like she's a set play character mostly, but then again, most Rivals characters are. Now we have to figure out what the heck that does. I suppose the workshop pages themselves will have the documentation we'll need. Let's give her a look-see. Down Special. Palm sings to create a song field on the stage, which will remain for a limited time. Upon entering the song, Palm can float freely in multiple directions. This can be used for recovery, edgeguard, and devastating ladder combos. Fun thing about Rivals characters is that you can't explain everything they do in 2 sentences. And that's actually what I love so much about the design here, and why we're doing that for our first stream here. Mako, welcome. Glad to see you. Peach inspired. You know, I think I heard that. She has the Peach float. Interesting. Ledge guarding or combo tool, I imagine. And the field gives them, oh, you have a regular Peach's float in neutral anywhere. Now that's interesting. Looks like she has Peach's aerials as well to an extent. Ah, similar side smash, having some sort of little utensil to throw at them. Alright, so mostly a Peach function, interesting. Palm's the easiest character to explain on Workshop, just being basically Peach. Now, what does the neutral special do differently as a projectile? Palm briefly sings to create a single music note. An additional press of the special button will have her toss the music note forward as a bouncy projectile. If the projectile enters Palm's song field, horizontal speed will be multiplied. Ah, cute. Up B doesn't go into freefall in the field. So use that as a ledge camping tool. Oh, right, you don't get another up B, you just get your regular jumps back. Been a while since I practiced my wall jumping alongside here. Alright, very interesting. Yeah, just a plain projectile. I'm gonna look for more manipulatable ones. I did have an experiment with load and pull before he showed up. Now, Gustav, I saw in the workshop there, it seems to be alongside the other Rivals of Aether characters that would probably have some creative implementation. Load a shot and fire. Of course, it's a musket. Alright, let's give this character a look. The other characters should be downloaded on the workshop, which apparently will require another restart in that time. Gustav is funky. I'm pretty sure everyone's supposed to be funky. No page listing his effects on here, is there? Alright, so where does it have the documentation to tell me how to use him? Ah, we'll just check the workshop wiki. And there's no Gustav here. Well then, explain to me what I'm supposed to do here. In as many paragraphs as it requires, even if it's an entire essay. Ah, so he can shoot it while it's away from him. There we go. So as long as it hasn't hit the ground yet. And I'm guessing that up B moves him towards his gun. Ah, interesting. So that's our recovery tool. What was that down B do? Ah, just flips him around. Interesting. Seems pretty straightforward otherwise. There's a lot of different setups you can do with the projectile there. But it looks like the rest of his moveset's pretty standard. Now, given all the flexibility with those projectiles, I'd definitely be interested in trying that. Oh, I see. He moves it while it's already down, so it's sort of a puppet projectile character. Now that's another layer to it. So it looks like he loads it once and then sends out one that has one shot available. Alright. And then you gotta get that one back up in order to throw out another one. Okay, that's super cute. I actually like that one. I might have to give him a try. I'm open for friendlies anytime after we've figured some of this stuff out. Musket requires some trigonometry for true height, though. Well, I did try to play a lot of time with Pit and Smash. I do like aimable projectiles, and that's another reason why I play Aliana so much. Set play projectile on Sans here. Looks like that's functionally some sort of a throw. Pretty straightforward. Those are slow-moving projectiles that'll hurt you as long as you stand in them. Very simple sprite work, but I wouldn't have expected anything else from Sans. Is that his back air? That's different. Alright, seems pretty straightforward for the most part. I'm not too interested in investigating Sans any further. Those other downloads should be done. Let's give that a quick restart while we're at it. It's a Game Maker game. I wonder if the restart function is built in or if they disabled that. Let that run one more time. For the other rival streamers, where do they usually put their cameras? I'm sort of occupying the player 1 spot here. Hold on, that's not obstructive enough. There we go, that's perfect. We're not sticking with it. So, let's take a look at our other recommendations here real quick. I remember Malo had projectiles for a smash attack and then a variety of different projectiles to do off of it. Neutral B determines what projectile you have, and then all of your strongs will throw out the equating projectile. Ah, that's a lot of zoning capability right there, especially given that you're not locked to one projectile out at a time. Now a character with this much projectile freedom is definitely up my alley. Flashbangs, and those just have a lot of hit stun. Alright. You know, some people have been able to do it while keeping the game open, but never got that to work. Maybe it's a matter of enabling the workshop and then disabling it immediately afterwards. That might cause everything to reload. Multi-hit bombs. And then I imagine that one is set to be the KO option. There we go. That's probably a projectile reflector. Try that again. There we go. So that's Zelda's side B right there. And then up B is pretty self-explanatory. I very much like that projectile menu, in fact making all the smash attacks projectiles. Definitely not appropriating that, but I think our biggest concern is trying to figure out what to do for the Xander character's projectile. Neutral B doesn't really have a settled function yet. Beryl might be able to test a concept for placeable stuff. Let's get that downloaded. I went through downloading so many characters on my other account, but it seems that doesn't transfer between on the same computer. Beryl I haven't downloaded yet. Interesting. Download complete, let's give that a try. Workshop off, accept, and then just turn it back on. That didn't refresh. What about dev mode? Seems not. Unfortunate. Jack O's Xard houses. Well, that I'm, mildly interested in. I didn't like Jack O very much. I personally enjoy her newer implementation a lot more, but there's a very interesting spin I could see it being taken in Rebels of Aether. Especially it being a lot less oppressive given that you can't trap someone in a corner for the entire match. Let's give that a look now, shall we? I do like that everyone uses up some of the portrait space to show off version numbers or their colors. Now, aside from being a barrel, what the heck is this character supposed to be? Very slidey, apparently. Ah, there we go. Only the one, it looks like. Yeah, a Jacko function, exactly. And then down B, it looks like, sends them all to attack towards Barrel's direction. Alright, we'll definitely have to look at whatever the heck is going on with the code for these characters. Let me bring that up here real quick. No, I'm not booting up the editing software. That'll just keep happening in the background. Eliana doesn't deserve this, but we'll eagerly let it happen. Xard houses personally, but that's a good way to see if I want a breakable building. Well, why don't we take a look under the hood? First, we have to figure out which number this character is. But then again, date modified might help us a little bit with figuring this out. Attacks. You like the minions part, definitely not useful for us. Though they're definitely getting creative with projectiles. I'm astonished to see exactly how much they're capable of. Interesting to see how they've rerouted so many of the pre-made options here. Open that with a text editor and hopefully it works. Well then. You want something that can be placed but broken. That'd be an interesting idea. What I'm looking for, possibly, is figuring out what to do with a neutral special. So far we have kind of an idea on a side special and up special. Maybe those would have some sort of a level of set play where they place a projectile there, which remains dormant until it interacts with another molecule, possibly. Now I wonder if I can just capture a text editor. Ah, looks like it. But is that even showing up? Alright, let's get rid of those darn things. Off you go. Maybe try NA. Down B you think would be cool to be a nuclear reactor type thing. I'm still very open for the down B or neutral B type of ideas. Side B I'm definitely leaning towards Dandy Step as an option, sort of. And then up B as kind of a hitbox and then escaping from there. Those are a bit less important, but also still open for changing ideas. Down B and side B, though, we just want to look at whatever ideas we can steal from here. Okay, there we go. I think we found what we've been looking for. We have the article entries here that we might be able to look at. Now, how do I get that on the stream? It's apparently not streaming Notepad. Upbees are usually pretty basic anyways. So far, unless we have another sort of option, but I don't want to literally rip off the arcane thing where we set up a projectile to move into. Can I remind you of what ideas are on the table? You know what, why not just cut out the game stream, and instead, since we're wandering around with a toolbox, remove that. And let's just throw on a display capture instead. Wrong one. Alright. Get that scaled down to the proper size. And then put that behind my pretty face. There we go. Now we have a bit more to play with. Especially since I am displaying this. We can take a look at the article data for Barrel here, for example. Now I do have some experience with running with GameMaker beforehand, so I might be able to figure out what some of these functions do. Yep, plus we already have tons of arcane-style recovery on Workshop anyways, so we are definitely avoiding that option. You know, I very much liked Bowser Jr.'s up B, where it has sort of a special attack that you do after that. Another thing another idea I had... Take a drink. So another idea that is on the table is making it maybe sort of like Dictator's Stomp Attack. I forget what it's called. From Street Fighter, the one where he launches himself upwards and then tries to land on you. So maybe it has a very large initial hitbox, and then no hitbox on the way up, but one at the feet on the way down, with the implication that you're supposed to land on someone with it. So, we can take a look at the code a bit here. Hitbox collision and detection. Seems this is mostly just the basic setup, so... Article 1 update. There we go. Welcome to the state machine. This is what we're looking at. Here, it looks like we have a state controller, so there is a switch and case block here determining what happens on with it. Looks like we have an excellent amount of flexibility with these then. You know, now that I think about it, that's probably how you get more articles out of the few that are already there. Using a state controller, you can essentially get a lot more flexibility out of just the one that you come with. Yeah, Bison. I suppose given that the audience is entirely Western here, there's probably no harm in calling him Bison instead. I'm too far out of the window. Click the right thing, damn it. There we go. I'm gonna wander on screen here. So, idle, we have a reset hitbox and detect hit. So it looks like those sprites come with their own hitboxes there. See if we can bring those up. So from what I've looked at with the potential modding stuff beforehand, you set up a sprite sheet similar to how GameMaker can handle a bunch of other sprites. That being an example. And then there's an entirely separate strip for the hurt animations, which are mostly just going to be flat copies of the ones that already exist. People call Red Villain Man Dictator because he swapped names between the West and Japan. Yep, there are the Shadaloo characters that all swap names around in a triangular order, which is interesting enough. So we have functions specifically looking for a hitbox. I guess that's the one for the actual barrel itself. Let's give that another look. This is a very bizarre character, but I love it. Doesn't interact with my attacks at all. What the heck is barrel supposed to be anyway? Certainly not any sort of existing Earth creature. Oh, you have Jacko's jump dust as well at a different angle. Is that the part here? Interesting. So much creativity in these characters, I love it. Yeah, you do a sprite sheet. Only reason the swap happened is because back in the 90s they were afraid of a lawsuit from Mike Totally Not Bison Tyson. Which is why he's Balrog in the West. Even though Balrog was originally Vega the Claw. And then Vega was the name of Dictator. So it looks like most of our functions are self-explanatory here, but now we have an answer. It seems it's very easy to make a state case, as you can assign whatever variables you want to the articles. Barrel side B sets a field on hit to make them more aggressive. Let's give that another try. Ah, I see. Seems you only get one Jacko tower then. I do very much like grab tides. Would you look at that? We have a set play and a grappler. Ah, I see. The traditional throw out as much set play as we possibly can, given that it's rivals. So they'll move in faster so long as they're within double. Some ocean amalgamation. Definitely seems like it. Perhaps a sea urchin. Maybe there's an answer in the workshop. Thank you both for coming, by the way. I definitely need a little bit of a direction here. Coral creature. Eliana deserves better than this constant beatdown treatment. Yep, literally, quote-unquote, from the workshop page, a coral creature. Down B is the manual attack command. Ah yeah, we already looked at that one. It seems they redirect themselves closer to barrel, which means that now you get a side B, and locate them all close to your opponent. Ah, that's on the cooldown. I can imagine that being obnoxious, but the parries probably work very well against this character. You'd essentially have a larger window, given that there's so many hitboxes coming at you at once. Though that might throw off your timing. Up B is as standard as they come. Wait until they attack, and then hopefully throw out side B before that ends. There we go, there's a KO option for you. Although that was at 500%, so that's a bit excessive. Alright, we have a set play character, interesting. I might go ahead and have this weekend that I'll play with the workshop a lot. Get something of a start down for us. Do we have the actual state controller listed in here? Switch case, and then we'll see if there's what are we looking for? We are looking at these scripts. Post draw, so that is a draw function. Article 2 looks like it's the minions. Yeah, exactly. Death to Water Boogaloo. Despicable Me. Whatever that means. Always comment your code with something very self-explanatory. Animation handling. Okay, so we have another switch block here. This is where you have one variable that you'll look at a bunch of different numbers that it can be. And from that, you'll change whatever function is currently being executed. Now, do we have with asset get? I'm trying to look here for wherever... Okay, we can define new functions. And now I think there might be a function to see if it gets hit, and then it might have the state function there. Okay, set state is pretty self-explanatory. Interesting. You can dynamically inject GML functions. I did previously mention some game design aspirations, so knowing that you can dynamically create characters with this much freedom definitely opens up a lot of possibilities. I've been working with game makers since 2007, and it definitely didn't have those functions beforehand. Well, we have a very good investigation into Barrel. We'll definitely have a lot more to play with once we have some programming done on that end. I don't think I've taken a look at Hodan yet, but I've definitely seen this face somewhere before. What does this boy do? Look at that. Interaction with the other specials, I'd imagine. If they get close. Now we have the time to figure out what exactly this character is supposed to do as well. Give you a few minutes to do some stuff. You'll come back and we can have some fun, definitely. Let me know if there are any other characters you want to demonstrate on stream. We're mostly just here to fuck around. Hodan is a charge character. Interesting. Seeing that especially in a Smash game. That sweat makes him do X specials. Okay. So that would be a boosted version of his up B, so long as he has the charge going out. Alright, I love it. Someone's making an entire charge character in Rivals. I guess that only has different functionality with his side specials. Now, what about doing something for down B? Seems like that's not the case. Only for up B and side B do we get alternate functions. Now, define to me what this set play is supposed to do. I see him throwing out the little genies or whatever. Clouds give him the X versions automatically. Ah, I see. He's an entire Sonic character, interesting. And he has the flashing yellow because it's an X special. Love it. Kayla, welcome. We're mostly playing around in the workshop here, trying to see what sort of character functions we can examine. And it's a lot of brainstorming here as well. Base cast version is only going to have down up X special. JP, welcome. We're playing Rivals of Aether, which is basically an indie Smash Brothers, and right now we're looking at the Steam Workshop. There's custom characters that we're working with here, and soon enough, on this channel we will be exploring creating our own character for the game. Alright. Set those up, and that buffs his specials. What do all of his other attacks do? Ah, phooey, I'm gonna have to work on my recoveries there. Up strong is funny. Definitely makes him look like some sort of Sonic the Hedgehog routine there. Oh, wow, hit the smoke right out of him. Played 180 hours of it. Ah. Well, we will be running some friendlies soon enough, which I don't have very impressive abilities, but I'm always down for a match. So, I wonder if he's supposed to be a zoner character, essentially. Given that that's what a lot of charged characters usually function as. You're not given the option to move around too much, so you try to make them come to you. 180 hours on that. I don't even know if I have that much time in Strive yet, and that's practically the only thing I've been streaming since June. Overall, I might only have 50 in Rivals. And only a few online matches underneath my belt. Ooh, I like that. Oh, the up strong. You were referring to that instead of up special. I misread that. Give him the old rat tail. So, that leaves us with a very interesting idea. Given that a bunch of these characters have a sort of command grab on some of their attacks, we might essentially have an option to make a sort of grappler character. Though that would be a very different function in Rivals. I wonder if it's possible to make it to where other attacks do not trigger a parry as well. If there's sort of an unparryable flag that we can set. Parry, there we go. We can set that automatically and see if our grab-esque attacks still trigger it. 500 isn't that much for a fighter, honestly. Very true. Even in Xrd, which is probably my most played fighting game, I think I only have 350. Let's see if we can time this right. That is much slower than I anticipated. Now we'll need to check to see if I can actually hit them through the parry. You know, I think instead, why don't we see if we can trigger that with Barrel? Since a lot of these attacks function similarly to grabs, I wonder if they're equally unparryable. Yeah, I've been playing this since 2016, so that's mainly why. Wow, has it really been that long? I think I only first downloaded this in 2017 and tried to get all my friends to play it. Hey look, we have a new online Smash Bros. We can play on PC. Alas, no one bit. Alright, so we might have to do that roughly in between the parry windows, get this timing right. It seems like it might be working, but we don't see a parry window showing up first. Ah, it can be parried. Interesting. Every move is parryable unless you cut it specifically not to be able to. That's what I was checking, seeing if there was... for all these attacks that function similarly to grabs, if they did the same for the extra mile there. We didn't look at Chris though, I wonder how he works. You've played it since January. Definitely been a good year for Rivals. Especially since the definitive edition came out last year. Got sort of a super move, it looks like. Or an MP there. I still haven't played Deltarune. Guess we might give that a look. Which is mainly used for active damage effects with no knockback. So I guess that's a get over here, so long as you have the meter for it. Ah, exactly. Sets up for a kill. An assist character using a meter for that. Interesting. By the way, I was messing with Mugen earlier this weekend. Is anyone interested in Mugen in particular? I'm a lot more interested in Rivals as it is now, given we have a lot more of a base framework to go off of. Also, Rivals of Aether is just an excellent game so far. Oh, isn't that cute? Now that's a comprehensive taunt button. Very comprehensive there. Interesting. Chris is a basic sortie, also the first solid character workshop that had except for dev characters. Well, workshop did come around at the time of Deltarune, so definitely very interesting. Play as Crag with Crag Rock Buddy. Crag's another one of my favorites too. That doesn't go out too far. Ah, right, we're gonna make sure we had meter for doing the other summons. So it seems some of these characters have a lot more than one article, and what we can definitely look at is see how we can expand one article to multiple functions. Guess that's a power buff in exchange for meter, or something. That requires meters now. Does Raul say whatever the name of the little green guy show up anywhere? There we go. Down strong. Yeah, the big three OGs of Workshop are Chris, Zeta, and Malo. I think I've seen Zeta. Let me look that one up real quick. I thought we already had this character. Did we have someone else that was black, green, and white? Well, let's give that a look. Actually, you know what? Let's answer that question once and for all right here. Rivals of Aether. Refresh workshop? Maybe. You can press F5 in order to apply whatever changes you make in the code. Okay, someone's just asking about stealing their dev ideas. Very based. Down to play if you want. Well, while we're waiting on Animal Man to make his return, that's definitely an option. Are there any specific workshop characters you'd want to be showing off here? Let me know so I can download them before we restart. Might just be the F5 button in-game. Let's give that another try. You mean a lot of size characters have the Void Fox colors. Ah, okay. Interesting. I imagine it's already a big undertaking to make one character. I couldn't imagine making two. Is that where the snow leopard comes in? Let's give this another look. Go to the workshop and see if we can find another character to download. Ah, there was Kirby as well. He was another good one of the first ones I found. 100% accurate Meta Knight, you're kidding me. How many of those exist? Just static Dexter bar Reynolds should be good for you. Let's give those a look. Oh, that's a very interesting looking character. I'm not seeing a result for Dexter, unless this is just different nicknames for one character. I'm seeing some blocky guy, but he has 0 stars, so I'm... Ah! He is added to your favorites. Okay. So it is a character that doesn't seem to have much of a reputation. Interesting. Wow, that's gonna be a long look for it. Welcome back, Animal Man. We were just about to start some friendlies. Dexter is very new. Very, very new. Alright. Like 2 days old. Ah, so it's newer than our last stream. Interesting. Having a bit of trouble finding Bar Reynolds, so we'll give that a bit of a further look. Ah, I'm trying to look through your favorites and I don't think I see them yet. I hope I'm spelling that right, I can't find them. Rhaegar! Alright, let's give that a look again. I would have been searching for hours. Always think it's Reynolds. Bar just got re-uploaded yesterday, posted September 14th, I see. So that's 2 days ago for me. Oh, I like the look of these attacks. Bar Rhaegar. Alright, so we are back here in Rivals. At least while we're focusing on this game, why don't we just, get that to occupy the entirety of our window space. A little bit too big, isn't it? That'll do for now. Now, taking a look at our list of characters, we don't have them all here. Let's go ahead and hit that F5 button. And I guess that'll refresh the characters that are already... Alright, so it looks for the characters that are already loaded. Let's change that to a game capture. I'm getting Steam notifications showing up on stream. There we go. Move that in front of the display capture, and so anytime we need to, I can immediately just move that into the background. As far as cam, it's really hard to find a spot for camera. I suppose so. Welcome on Twitch now. That does not refresh the characters that are there, so back out. F5. Suppose that doesn't reload things. Only the characters that are already in here. Alright, we'll restart that one more time and we should be ready to go. Let me know, by the way, Animal Man, if there's any specific characters you want to see in here. Let's run some friendlies. I love this game. Wish I had more of an opportunity to play it. That method is mainly for code updates like coding characters. We'll get very, very familiar with that button next time that we're doing a stream on this. I wonder. Might be an excellent subject for a Saturday stream then. Next couple of Saturdays might be art streams specifically to figure out an animation direction. And then afterwards we'll be doing most of our time with coding and playtesting. Send out that invite and make sure I'm online. And we are ready to go. Change rules. Workshop will probably only work if we both have the character in question. You know, I kind of want to give Gustav a try. Cool, weird, or both? Well, the subject after this point tonight might be trying to look at some friendlies. Seeing some characters in action would get you a much better feel of how they play, so... The question is mostly if there are any specific workshop characters you want to be playing. What are our colors? Pie flavor. Well, red and green is the closest we'll have to red and teal here. Oh, that's right. If we don't both have the characters, there's going to be a desync, isn't there? Ah, we're set onto... No, we should be set onto basic. That's right. Ah, too slow. Having an entire RPG menu. Creativity knows no bounds here. I'm wanting to use the gadget. I wonder if that has a hitbox on the way back. Ah, good one. Ah, he's got to get over here. Very wide range of attacks. We might have an opportunity to come up with some different ideas here. Sure you can. Here. I love his animation too. His or her. I didn't get a good look. Ah, missed. That'll take some time to get used to. You actually wanted to experiment with Bar. Well, we're all on the same page then. Might as well actually use a smash attack now. Though in this game they'd be called strongs, I suppose. I should have seen that one coming. No wall jump for me. Ah, it stays loaded even afterwards. Get over here. Ah, missed. Missed again. I'm no marksman yet. Alright. I suppose that's gonna take a lot more time to get used to the mechanics there. I didn't even land one shot, did I? Let's try someone else now. I do want to take a look at Olympia. I imagine you have most of the characters I do. Bar's menu lets him choose from 10 specials, any of them on any direction. Haha. Well, a big favorite of mine historically has always been characters with extremely large movesets, so that's definitely one I want to experiment with. In a moment, we'll go through the runs. Aether stage is off, and everything seems to be ready to go. 41 big pages of characters. Looks like I have a lot of catching up to do. Take another drink. Everything that isn't a garbage character, I'd imagine. Ah, random. I don't really care. Ah, here's our blocky guy. Everything okay over here? Yep. No Makoto time for me. Is that a Bachi Quan attack for the down B? Now that looks fun, whatever you're doing there. Ah, almost. I don't have any set play to be doing in the meantime, so dash dancing it is. We'll go for 3 rounds and then alternate off. I get the style points there at least. I very much like her style as well. Very high damage, dynamic. Despite me being a scientist, I usually just play hard-hitter characters. down until it goes forever. My mistake. I forget. You don't go helpless after using an air dodge. Not in Rivals. So that will be a very crucial part of recovery. Noted. I keep trying to go with it. Of course, I don't know exactly the functionality of that attack. Oh, let's go. Alright, 1-1. Let's see who else we have. And who else I have to figure out on the fly. You know what, let's give Malo a try in an actual game. So that's been one of my big favorites about games, is manipulatable projectiles, even though I don't like playing Zoner characters. That's one reason I fixated so much on Heiken and Exard. Both Olympia and Dexter are pretty heavily inspired by fighters, clearly. Definitely, I'm seeing a lot of, I mean, obviously the Makoto side special, and then the Baji Kwan down B, which you see on a lot of characters that use that fighting style, like Mei Ling from Toho, or, what's the name? Enkidu from Under Night. And then, the twins in Street Fighter. Interesting seeing those moves have so many different functions across different games. I think it's pronounced Baji Kwan. Let me look that up while we're waiting for ready. It's not like Scientist who plays Unga Bunga is anything new. I mean, Soul literally just muscles through. Yeah, that is what it's called, Baji Kwan. You know, in terms of fighting styles, I've always had a fixation on characters using that. That might be a favorite of mine. I do like a character that has kind of a... I don't like doing a full set play or zoner thing, but I do like a character that gets reads on your opponent. That's generally my favorite thing, and I consider that somewhat of a Brainiac thing to do, is being able to have a punish-heavy character so you can read your opponent's habits and know what best to do about them. That's why I do play characters like Anji and Gold Lewis, because they tend to get into a very specific punish mindset. Here's a character I want to see. Rolled into my own bomb. Is that an umbrella? I love it. Laser beams. Freaking laser beams. And what looks to be a charge or an overheat meter. The guy's carrying a whole battery with him. Alright, so I mostly have to rely on setting up with projectiles, it looks like. Quick air dodge. And then forget that my strong attacks aren't exactly going to do immediate damage. Nice read. I love that. Oh right, it's pressing jump and towards the wall. I keep forgetting that. I'm used to Smash Brothers. Now that is a patented horrible punish. Typical of Xander for me to drop that. Oh, well that's down there. Wonder if you can reflect your own projectile by parrying it. Now, you already know my fixation for electric characters, so I'm gonna have to give this one a try. Ah, missed it again. Wait for it. And almost dead. You fool, you enabled me to recover. And it seems I've done the same for you. Well, can't contest that with an up tilt. Now that is a very interesting character. I'll have to give him a try. Alright, Animal Man. What's your Steam ID? Let's go ahead and swap that out. Brute Heavyweight who charges up with down B. Let's throw that out. Oh, so that's what that picture is. It's a Lux Ray. Classic. Send that friend an invite out. And wait for that to be accepted. I think it worked, right? There we go. Now let's see if we can get this magic to work. Change rules. Enable workshop. Alright, seems we're ready to go. I said enable the workshop. Did not accept new rules. Interesting. Are we doing workshop or not? Did you actually... I guess he accidentally hit a button. Let's try that again. Yeah, accidents happen. We're not too concerned with it. Now I did want to take a look at Epinel as well. Let me try out Static though. Oh, he has a Tiger color. I definitely need to do that one. Robo Fortune as well, even though that would also technically be Robokai. Okay, this is immediately my favorite character. Too many references I need. Tiger, of course, obviously. I don't usually try to play grapplers though, so... No matter how much I loved everything about Tiger, I didn't exactly plan on sticking with him. I guess that's technically max charge then. This guy's just carrying an entire battery with him. Well, I guess that means I'm about to take a charge for assault and battery. I'm gonna have to understand that function later. See how that's supposed to work. Quick, Mako, give me the advice. I need to know how to operate this electrical equipment. You can't get rid of me that easily. This is definitely my style of character, especially with the variety of skins I needed. Don't run out of charge. Noted. How do I build it back up? You said down B. I do love me a heavyweight. Of course, that's going to be most robot characters in a lot of games, so no surprises here. Don't run out of charge. That's my advice. So I guess looks like neutral special functions somewhat as a reversal, or at least just a very large hitbox. Right, don't jump. Use your up special first. This isn't Smash Brothers. I should really change my strategy there. If it runs out, it goes red for a little bit as negative. I'll definitely have to give him a lot more of a look. Let me also rate my guard real quick. So it's just managing charges, and charges can stack. Simple and straightforward enough, it looks like. Scientific prodigy, obviously I have to be the one to pick, but let's look at the other ones. Although that right there, see— wait! I think I just figured out what caused the crash. I'm trying to pan to colors that seem like they're outside the normal range. Let's give that one a restart real quick. Neutral B is kind of like a shine, area of effect move that can kill and be a reversal. Seems to have an awfully large hitbox for a shine, though. Alright, I'm sorry, Animal Man. Let's try that again. Well, at least we figured out what causes the crash here. Run it back one more time. Ah, you can only set the rules when someone shows up. Sometimes it rarely crashes changing skins. Oh, We will try to do that as minimally as possible then. Scientific prodigy is obviously the way to go. Reminds me of yours truly. Just a rare bug. Ho hum. That's just how it's going to happen around here. Oh, you pick an entire— oh, okay, so you have the entire special selection here that I guess you do at the beginning of a match. Alright, whatever that means. I didn't know what that special was going to do. Alright. Noted. Well, we're here to experiment. That's the role of the scientist, after all. The up tilt is a Shoryuken, just like Mega Man. I've always loved slightly different creative interpretations of moves. I remember Lucario's up smash in Project M was also a Shoryuken. Also jump cancelable. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Now he's got little cave wings. Cave! Glad to see you show up. Welcome. How was your stream? I pretty much watched up until you took care of that patron, and... well, I had to get ready for this one. Project M Lucario is just a Marvel vs. Capcom character in general. Another reason I like playing him, he's a much more traditional fighter in the Smash game. That alone is actually what made me fall in love with Project M. Glad to see you here, Doctor. Ah, so close. One strong attack should do it. Like so. Or not. 178, and that's not a kill move. Rivals of Aether is fun. Interesting how it makes the Smash formula and refines it. We are running friendlies if you're interested, Kate. I lost track of which character I was looking at on the screen. Well, that's what happens when you talk while you play. That one doesn't count, we get 2 more. One more, right? Yeah, 1 more. That one doesn't count. I did want to see how Hikaru functioned. Especially with workshop creators that still faithfully embracing Rival's unique character design philosophy. That's why I'm trying to get as gimmicky as I can with us developing our own character. Dr. Cave, you did say you were a physicist. That's going to be one thing we're going to be looking at. Seeing exactly how we can interpret the scientific formula for a custom character here. Wow, that's an up tilt. If I've ever seen one. One of the interesting ideas we were thinking about was anti-particle annihilation. So we might be trying to do some sort of toy box setup with that. If you have any other interesting physics ideas, though, I'd love to hear about them. I'll figure out this character. Doesn't take me too long. Almost. And right to the bait. Seems they're determined to make as many Earth characters heavies as they can. The nice thing about Rival's design is how characters are designed around a big gimmick. I'm going to avoid reading the rest of that while I'm getting my butt kicked. Yeah, one of the 2 dev characters. I remember. That's actually why I had them downloaded beforehand. Well, you certainly know how to play this character. And I don't know what I'm doing with this one's gimmicks. Evasive. We'll have to be a lot more evasive here instead. Hey, got one. I'm not that miserable yet. Sadly not legal in too much because they're busted. Oh, is that why I'm getting my honey handed to me? Hey, still have a chance. Kara is a character you have to mess with in training in order to understand. I did try to read some of the stuff on the wiki about some sort of a fakie, I think is what they were calling it. You know, that was entirely intentional. I'm incredibly proud of my wonderful, well-thought, and incredibly very skilled, not making any mistakes performance there. Absolutely, entirely intentional the entire time we were doing that. Let's go around. Yeah, they have a clone gimmick. I'm definitely gonna need some more research into that because I hadn't even seen what clones were supposed to come out with there. Well, Mako, if you'd like to spectate, let me know. Otherwise, I suppose Animal Man and I can keep fighting. Seems like some pretty standard colors there. Still underreporting my Twitch numbers, it looks like. You could enter spectate. Actually, let's see if we can do that. We don't have the chance to do that now, do we? Is that an Aliana cannon? You know, I haven't even messed with the pets yet. Kinda reminds me of Project M Mewtwo's gimmick there with the omnidirectional floating. Cute Lily, Aliana cannon, doggo. Isn't that different? I should probably set that up a bit more. I had this perfect setup for a punish there, and I didn't even take it. Obviously that forward air should be something I should use to murder someone. Oh, and not a cute little respawn platform. Just come in straight from downtown. That'll work. I definitely love the aerial movement there. That's very interesting. Oh, the bodyguards guards the parry as well. You know, I'm very impressed with all the community's interpretations of these characters. For a game that has such a low barrier of entry to the development thing, given that all these characters are incredibly low resolution, and some very familiar Smash mechanics. I'm actually very impressed with all the work that people have managed to put in. Love for their own original characters. No bait for me. Get a projectile out there. Ah, missed. Funny enough, Among Us Arena was made by Rivals Modder. I'm not surprised. I imagine there's a lot of intersectionality between the fighting game modding communities. Now let's get out that invite. See if we can swap off on the spectator side. I imagine there's a function for that since that's what you just said. Possibly. Ah, well. Alright, ping has been stabilized. Is there a way to switch off? Well, teach me more. I'm still learning this game. Tagging out, I suppose. Mako said they could spectate, so I guess that just means you're watching. I don't know if you're being invited to the match itself. I don't know if that makes a difference. Let's see, who else are we looking at? I kinda want to try load and pull, but that definitely will require some extent of a lot of labbing before we get to do that. You know, I want to play Guilty Gear. Let's play Guilty Gear. Best of 3. Yep, I suppose we'll go with that. Of course, Xander himself gets front and center stage, as this is his stream. Alright, yeah, let's swap out. And anyone else who happens to be watching at the time is definitely welcome. You know, now that I think about it, there we go. I suppose best spot for me would be bottom center, probably. That might be where I'm least in the way of everything. Alright, what are we doing on the character selection here? Might as well run with it. Thought we had our 3 matches, but let's rock. You're not ready for my oppressive corner pressure. Bottom center is the best spot for platform fighters. Noted. After all, this makes my headspace occupy the center platform here. Taunt to bring back your swords. Noted. Give him a little poke. This is definitely a very good interpretation of a character for this game. I wonder if there's any other Guilty Gear characters on the workshop. Although Ramfall, I imagine, is the character most capable of transferring to the Rivals formula. Now you know it would be really fun, having to do command inputs and doing a Behemoth Typhoon in this game. Missed. I wonder if the swords continue their attacks even if Ramapal's hit while it's starting. We have plus R. There's a plus R soul. Oh god. Does he have a Sidewinder loops in here somehow? So you have to remember... Okay, so the second one you set is used for smash attacks. And the first one does tilts. And a very scuffed Slayer. Huh. Disappointing. Slayer deserves better than that. So we do have the familiars there, which we can use to detect which one is supposed to be doing which attacks. Up. Up. Wrong button. Very wrong button. We can cover a lot of space with their setups there. Having smash attacks in 2 different locations. Strongs. This is Smash. This is Rivals. We should be talking about it like it's Rivals. Plus our soul. I'll have to give him a look. Who have I? I haven't done Hodan yet. Would be fun getting out a charge character there. Ah, right. Should probably try to switch characters as least often as possible. Definitely let me... we'll do another best of 3. So another 2 rounds, and then we'll swap off. You know, I'd really hope... It's probably a pipe dream, but what would be very interesting is if they brought Soul to Smash. I'd love if they brought Slayer as well, but we know that's not happening. Oh, right. Swapping out characters. Wow, this really is scuffed right now. Luckily, there's only 3 of us to worry about. Don't worry about it. Smash Strong is used very interchangeably in this game. I once had a Street Fighter player chew me out for using numpad notation when I was trying to talk about charge inputs. Smash community, or the Rivals community, is probably a lot more open about that. So it would be cool to see a trailer for it, definitely. Get out of my sight. We're not playing MOBAs here. This is a MOBA-free channel. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. Well, Soul I guess would be yet another fighter Shoto. That's sort of the trope that you get along most fighting games, is obviously the main character face of the franchise is going to be some measure of a shadow clone. Even though Terry isn't exactly one, he has a similar enough function. Kazuya, no. Kazuya is completely different, but it would be like having another Ryo or Ken. I'm just getting slammed all over the place, aren't I? I don't have a next special there. Uh-oh. Alright, get those boys out there and we'll have a bit of better space control. Then we'll have the better versions of our specials to use. Ah, of course. Gonna get hit by those projectiles on the way up. The only main characters that aren't really Shotos are Alex, Kazuya, and Ash from KOF. Soul Calibur is cheating, so you don't count that. Definitely very different to have a 3D fighter. Although, I guess Kazuya has a straightforward enough function given that he's actually using his fists. So yeah, Soul Calibur is definitely cheating. They don't have a main character Shoto there, but that would be a very weird character to try to interpret for a weapon fighter. I want to play Static again, he was fun. Alright, one more and then we'll swap off. Might only be one other set after this. I'd like to get prepared for tomorrow's stream. Get rid of that thing before it levels up. Before it has children. Oh, this boy just gets to Unga Bunga. I guess it's not quite a shine. It doesn't seem to be jump cancelable. Get rid of it. I was planning on developing my own sort of a hybrid. Well, I have talked about game dev a lot on this channel, and one of the things I was wanting to do was try to make some sort of a hybrid between the platform fighter and traditional fighter. I do very much like the vertical element you find in platform fighters, but there's a very big disconnect between traditional fighters and the platform fighters that are mostly trying to emulate Smash. The new Nicktoons one seems to be trying to take a few things in its own direction. To that end, the reason I brought this up was I'm going to try to give the main character there somewhat less of a Shoto function. Gonna see if I can try to do maybe a Naijutsu function, sort of like Johnny or Yuzuriha. Mint shines in visuals and hitbox. Functions not at all like it. Noted. Sort of a shine, but not quite a shine. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm very dead. Don't focus on the character, focus on the towers. Hybrid would be cool. Closest is like Power Stone, but that's very 3D anyways. I'm probably going to leave out the damage formula, but I am definitely going to try to bring it with a more vertical element to it. One thing I find interesting about games is, or a lot of fighting games, is one, matchups are definitely a thing that you can't get rid of in any game that's going to be fun at all to play. I did hear that that was the reason why there's different stages in Tekken to try to ease out on matchups. What I'd like to try to do is make sort of a hybrid between a platform fighter and a traditional fighter, which the stage might be usable as an extra balancing tool in a poor matchup. Say if you had a heavy character with very poor vertical range, and a zoning character which they tend to struggle against, you can pick a stage that has very low platforms, or even none at all, to try to even out the matchup there. Otherwise, I think platform fighters have very lovely mechanics to borrow from regardless. I do appreciate the added aerial mobility there. Most traditional fighters have done with platforms are Tekken 4 with the uneven terrain, and that obviously didn't last very long. Alright, swap out. Very good games, Animal Man. Really showed me a thing or two. Alright, I think I'll go with last set, and then we'll cool down for the night. GG's indeed, Animal Man. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look forward to with the game dev concept, which I'd be very happy to stream once that starts getting rolling. One of the reasons I started the VTubing thing was to try to find other people with similar interests and hopefully maybe get together some sort of a game dev team there. Never really played Barrel before, so that felt awesome. I'm definitely going to need to learn how to charge that battery. I'll have to keep up. Let's give Gustav a try again. I think I might have a better idea. Approval. Cute. So what I'm on the watch for is potentially other game dev VTubers that there might be an opportunity to match up with. Alright, trying to make sure we're not having any connectivity issues here. Xander's tired. The voice acting's definitely suffering tonight. At least, it feels like that on my end. Alright, let's rock. That's really the centerpiece why I'm doing the whole VTuber thing. The part I mentioned mostly is trying to get a work ethic going. But, connection issues. Can't pick workshop characters, it's being weird. Let's turn those rules off, and yeah, let's try that again. I'll go ahead and accept that invite instead. So the first bit is trying to get a better work ethic, which I'm already doing a lot better with. Having a little schedule that you're obligated to will definitely help you pick up better things. Other than that, though, I'm definitely here to meet new people. Workshop on. Hopefully that one works. Gustav. Let's go with that. You don't know if it was because of the spectating. That might have had something to do with it. Ready to rock. For you, it's mainly getting better at speaking and such, and that and giving you something to do back in the pandemic. I really wish I started this earlier. My interest in this kind of started in late, what would it have been? It would have been late 2019, wouldn't it? Spectate is indeed very jank. I think it was late 2019 where I first learned of it, but I thought it was going to be niche. Or otherwise expensive and out of the reach. I didn't have any idea that people would be interested in male VTubers. We all know the stereotype in which... it's mostly the cute girls that people are here watching, but... You know what, if you're setting up, I'll set up as well. Wish I had an idea earlier that I'd actually get some bit of attraction. Thought it was mostly going to be just cute anime girls that would get some attention, so I definitely wished I would have started this back in earlier 2020. I had the motion set into this from about last December, so I was hoping things would get started earlier, but unfortunately I had some mishaps with my original art commission. I was wanting to start this February instead of June. So things definitely started slower than originally planned, but it's working out a lot better than I expected. That was another thing that definitely discouraged me towards the beginning, was having a few stops onto me trying to get this stuff done. Give me that. Ah! That's interesting. I wonder if that actually functions as a projectile reflector. Well, that's dead. Certainly. Right! Loaded musket take continues even after you respawn. Nope, we're not doing it. There we go, that's a good smash. Finally got one. Hey, finally got a shot, and it had to be at 2 centimeters. There we go, that's a nice setup. Wow, 40 specials. That's quite the selection. And you only need 4 of them for me. You know, I was doing well with Olympia. I don't think I'm going to be trying too many of the other characters just yet. I'll lab with those off-stream a bit. We'll give Olympia a go for now. Let's go here. Look at that smooth crouching animation. You officially have a new main. Thanks, Teach. Looking at Reynald here, who doesn't have that name, but I've already forgotten what it's supposed to actually be. That was the quickest sweep I've ever suffered. Once I actually know what I'm doing and have the muscle memory accordingly, I should probably fare a lot better. Ah! There we go. I'm not out of the race just yet. Very much like to look forward to doing this a lot more than maybe Guilty Gear in the future, possibly. Depends on what's popular. So it has a glide function as well. Funny how that just teleports you right to me. Maybe that's what I should do. Definitely parry it. You can't kill me, I'm invincible. Life doesn't last forever. I gotta at least get one stock. Oh, wait, I've seen that forward tilt as well. That's, I don't know what the actual name for that. That's also Squiggly's hard punch in Schoolgirls. Now that's definitely an interesting way to get back to the stage. That's the kind of stuff I'm wanting to do, but give me some invincible startup frames. Because I definitely need them to contest with that. JV2 it is. Alright, let's rock it one more time. Hopefully I'll know what I'm doing this time. I'm gonna give Chris a try, definitely. Run it by one more time. Depending on how much traction we get otherwise, there will be probably a bit more of a balance of rivals and... we already have a full schedule. There's so many games I'm definitely wanting to play every day of the week. Rivals and Guilty Gear. And Noida.
Show me your motivation.
Okay, Mr. Edgelord. Well, Chris knows what he's doing. A little Shinto gate for his respawn, it looks like. Maybe we run this one back. Unless you start figuring out what you're doing. Like so. No way I was gonna make that recovery. Wrong button. I don't have the MP for that. Guess I should really stock that up first. Yo, check this out. And I missed. Not good enough yet to style. Alright. Excellent game there. Alright, I think that just about does it, unless our newest Twitch viewer wants to have a friendly. Hello there, and welcome. We were just winding down, but if you have a new viewer, I'm always willing to extend the stream a little bit. Of course, you'll have to chat for me to know. Why not? Let's keep it going regardless. Do a couple more matches. That one was a bit too quick. So definitely looking at an evasive movement character with lots of hard-hitting attacks. And I'll have to figure out exactly how we're implementing that. Storm, welcome! We were running some workshop friendlies if you'd like to join, but it was almost time to wind down the stream. Of course, if you'd like to... Well, that was quick. If you'd like to show up in here, you're definitely welcome. Oh, right! That was it. You cooked the grenade by holding down your strong attacks. Well, I had no idea what just happened there, but I loved it. You think you're good. So much for the invitation, though. Definitely. We'll be running a few Rivals games here, probably weekly, so anytime you would be interested in joining. And into my own trap. Well, this is definitely not going over very well for me this time. I'm playing too much. Stop dawdling. And pick something other than firecrackers. Absolute idiot. That one doesn't count either. Alright, let me play a character that's not going to be me running around like an idiot. Zeta Gamer. Definitely. Share what it feels like. And I didn't even have a chance to check out Ash, but I'll do that after the stream's over. Let's give our electric boy one more try. 2 more. Why not? Give Storm something pretty to look at that's not just my beautiful face. Ooh, there we go. Now that's satisfying to land. All the big hits. I wonder if that charge level does anything with the specials. Quick, I'm minus. Use a reversal. Oh, so much for that. Kind of a simple fireball for that side B. But I love the character design of this more than the moveset necessarily. Oh, well, nothing personnel, kid. Currently don't have your Pro Controller on deck, so you'd have to play on keyboard. I am definitely not looking to subject anyone to that. Keyboard warriors are a very different breed. Oh, well, I'm dead. Start building up charge. Or else I'm dead. The active frames from that last forever. Zadak is a pretty cool character, you respect it. where I actually don't think I've mentioned it since we've shown up. We're messing around with workshop characters, and one thing we've started last Saturday is we are working towards developing our own workshop character for this game. So we're mostly just looking at how the community interprets things, and then seeing what inspiration we can draw from that. Saturday, we'll definitely be doing another art stream, if you could call it art. And we'll be trying to get some animation direction for a character we'll be doing custom there. Over time, it's definitely going to take a while to develop something. So far, I definitely haven't played this game enough to know if I have any workshop main yet. Right, more batteries. Oh, that's gonna block projectiles, apparently. I just need a little bit of electricity. There we go. Oh, you trying to style on me, huh? I'll show you style. How about a hard read? Alright. Oh, what did you say? 2 more, I think, so I think that would be 1 more after this. Who's keeping count? Yeah, we'll do it, so long as it's in a multiple of 3. Never could do anything of the sort. You'd love to see it, could always use some more character creators that stream it. I'm a programmer and game modder by trade, so we're starting out with Rivals of Aether, and possibly trying to do something similar with other games. Let's do Palm one last time. The T-post taunt so much, it's definitely a good one. I'm thinking for the Xander character, obviously you have to do a little, Oh, right. I had that unbound, didn't I? That's right, I completely unbound my, glasses emote. But you know, we're obviously gonna have to do the push glasses up, glow, anime trope. Get Evangelion here. Casually floats into your DMs. Now let's get this party started. Or not. Ooh. Up, whoop, both of us trade. You have a base idea for what you want to do with them. Well, obviously I'm using it as an avenue for self-promotion, so they're going to be either... you can definitely see from our previous stream that I'm not going to subject you to the 3 hours of that. Something mostly derivative of this character. Well, me being... that being Xander, me, so... We were thinking of possibly a salamander. Some sort of a lizard, if not doing an actual human character. As for gameplay style, I'm definitely looking for something evasive and punishing. That's the sort of characters I like to play in these sort of games, where you bait someone into attacking, and then take revenge on them accordingly. Or just mostly be most capable of punishing mistakes. So far, we're doing a lot of guesswork on the moveset. Ah! You outrange me. And for what we'll be trying to figure out is what we're going to be doing for specials. This weekend, we're definitely going to look at some animation direction for ourselves. Try to figure out what exactly we're going to be doing for the moveset. Mostly in the case of, say, the tilts and strongs, since those are mostly going to be straightforward to build. Given how gimmicky rivals characters usually are. Oh, well, I just got nothing personnel. Given that tilts are most, and strongs, all the melee attacks, normals, those are mostly going to be straightforward. So, we'll be spending this weekend trying to figure out animations for those. And then we have a whole lot of work to figure out what to do with our gimmicky specials. Falling right for it again. Xander the Salamander, Peyton Punish character. Liking it, you've got to say already. Focus on the game, Xander, you're getting destroyed. You're getting T-posed on. Might be a human character, might be a Nerdy! I just got Omaiwa Motion Nerd. Alright. Well, GG's, Mako. Definitely very, very fun. Just got absolutely destroyed there, but par for the course. I'm definitely going to have to take a lot more time to learn the workshop characters and figure out which ones are my favorite. Of course, I'm going to try to develop mine as quickly as possible, so I'll have a main to go off of. Tomorrow is going to be Guilty Gear stream, and then Saturday I've decided we're going to do with the art stream for developing our Rivals character. That might actually be able to last longer, so it looks like my Saturday plans could be cancelled. Maybe we will end up having a longer than 3-hour stream there, so we'll have a lot of stuff to do, including possibly having more Rivals friendlies. I look forward to seeing you all there. Next week is going to be probably more Noida, and I'll try to see what else on the schedule I'll shake up. A lot of different stuff planned, and possibly the week after that as Melty Blood and the Nicktoon Smash approach. Those are definitely going to be the focus on there. As much as I love playing Guilty Gear, we might have to set that on the back burner, or just stream more days a week. Static was actually very solid. Well, if a character hits hard, I'm definitely going to know how to use them. Guilty Gear and Rivals of Aether came to the right stream. I am going to be doing something different tomorrow. Normally, I'm playing through Ranked on Guilty Gear, but tomorrow I'm thinking of walking into a park, so like what we did with this stream, it's going to be matching anyone we can run across, or if any of you would like to come to the parks with me, I'm definitely looking for a fight. Hello, Kayla. Welcome back, even though it's right as we're starting to end. Well, it's been, what, 4, maybe 5 days a week so far. I might have to add more days onto the schedule so we can fit in all the fighting games and Noid at the same time. I look forward to seeing any and all of you possibly tomorrow. But for now, class is dismissed. Thank you all so much for your attendance. Definitely gonna grind new Melty when it drops. I'm looking forward to it as well. I haven't played the old Melty myself either. Kayla, you have to take care of yourself. I am definitely going to be minding myself. It's why I've been trying to hold back a little bit, but for the most part, my weekends are very lazy and open. Maybe if I could take some work days off instead, I could definitely stream on the weekends. For the longest time, I was running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday streams. Maybe a break during Tuesday and Thursday or Wednesday would definitely be more my speed. It depends. We'll play it mostly by ear. But we'll be developing schedules from here on out, and I'll try to stick to them best as I can. Might leave weekend days open. It's definitely relaxing doing an art stream, so that's not too much of a burden. We'll see how it goes. But for now,